Wow, what a day in the markets, folks. We just saw the Dow rally 1,300 points. That's insane. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, what's going on? Well, let me break it down for you. The US and Iran have agreed to a ceasefire, and that's got investors feeling bullish. Look, I'm not gonna lie, this is a huge development. The markets were on edge, waiting to see what would happen. And honestly, it's a big relief that we're not seeing a full-blown war. Now, let's talk about the Dow Jones futures. They're up big time, and that's a great sign for the market. When the futures are up, it's usually a good indication that the market is going to have a strong day. And today was no exception. The Dow rallied 1,300 points, like I said, and that's just crazy. Well, not crazy because we've seen this kind of movement before, but it's still impressive. Here's the thing, folks. The market is all about momentum. And when we see a big move like this, it can be a sign that the market is going to keep going up. Now, I'm not saying that's definitely going to happen, but it's definitely a possibility. And we've got some big name stocks that are leading the charge. Google and Nvidia are two of the big ones, and they're both up big time. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, what about BigBear.ai? That stock has been tanking lately, and it's down 11.1% last month. Well, that's a good question. Honestly, I think that stock is just a victim of the market's volatility. It's a small cap stock, and those can be pretty unpredictable. But, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Look, the Fed officials are still saying that they're going to cut interest rates this year. And that's a big deal, folks. When interest rates are low, it's usually good for the market. And we've got some big-name investors who are saying that the market is going to keep going up. Ray Dalio, for example, is saying that the Trump-Xi meeting is going to be all about trade and capital flows. And that's a big deal because it could have a huge impact on the market. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, what about this offbeat Wall Street research firm that sent an analyst to the Strait of Hormuz? Well, that's a good question. Honestly, I think that's just a publicity stunt, but it's still interesting. Who sends an analyst to a war zone? But I guess that's just the kind of thing that happens on Wall Street sometimes. Here's the thing, folks. The market is all about surprises. And we never know what's going to happen next. But, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Now, I'm not saying that you should go out and buy a bunch of stocks right now. But, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on the market. And if you're not already subscribed to this channel, well, what are you waiting for? Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.